People say, I changed the world. Maybe I did. But the truth is, I just wanted to make beautiful things. My name is Steve Jobs, and my story isn't about perfection. It's about obsession. I was born in 1955 in San Francisco and given up for adoption. My parents, Paul and Clara Jobs, weren't rich, but they gave me something better. Freedom. Freedom to question, to wonder, to break things and ask why. My father was a mechanic. He showed me how to build things with my hands, but he taught me something deeper. If you're going to build something, build it well. That lesson became my blueprint for life. As a kid, I was not easy to deal with. I got bored easily, questioned teachers, and challenged rules. But I loved learning, just not the way schools taught it. I dropped out of Reed College after 6 months, but stayed on campus for another 18. I slept on friends' floors, returned Coke bottles for money, and took classes that actually interested me like calligraphy, art, and design. That calligraphy class later gave birth to the fonts on the Macintosh. It's funny how curiosity has a way of paying interest decades later. In 1976, I started a company in my parents' garage with a friend named Steve Wozniak. We called it Apple. Our dream was simple: bring computers to people, not just corporations. Make technology human. The Apple II became a success, and for the first time, the world saw that computers could be personal. We weren't just selling machines, we were selling a philosophy. Then came 1984, the Macintosh. A product born from madness and magic, a computer that actually smiled back at you. It wasn't the fastest or the cheapest, but it was alive. It had a soul. I poured everything into it. My energy, my temper, my impossible standards. And that intensity came with a price. Within a year, I was forced out of the very company I had built. Apple fired me. I was 30 years old, a millionaire, and completely lost. For a while, I felt broken, humiliated, and betrayed. But then something strange happened. I realized I was free again. Free to imagine. Free to build. Free to start over. So I did. I started Next, a company that was probably too advanced for its time. We built the most beautiful computer that almost no one could afford. But every failure was a lesson. Around the same time, I bought a small animation studio from George Lucas. We renamed it Pixar. Pixar taught me the art of storytelling. It taught me about emotion. It taught me that technology alone is meaningless, it needs art. When Toy Story premiered in 1995, I cried. Not because it made money, but because it proved that creativity could move the world. In 1996, Apple called me back. The company was dying, bleeding cash, lost, with no soul. I walked through those old hallways and saw confusion where there used to be clarity. I didn't come back for revenge. I came back for redemption. My mission was simple: save Apple and remind the world what beauty feels like. We stripped everything down to its core. We cut dozens of products and focused on design, not clutter. Because simplicity isn't a lack of features, it's a laser focus on what truly matters. In 1998, we released the iMac, a single, colorful computer that made people smile again. Apple was alive. Then came the iPod, iTunes, the iPhone, the iPad. We didn't follow trends, we created them. Because I always believed that people don't know what they want until you show it to them. Success returned, and so did the chaos. We broke industries, rewrote the rules, and changed how billions of people live their lives. But behind the headlines, I was fighting another battle: cancer. In 2004, doctors told me I had a rare tumor. I tried everything: surgery, diet, meditation. Some days I was hopeful. Other days I was afraid. But even in those dark moments, I kept thinking, if I can just make one more great thing, my time here will have been worth it. In my final years, I thought less about profit and more about purpose. Apple wasn't just a company. It was a reminder that creativity and technology can coexist, that art can live inside silicon. I used to think innovation was about products. Now I know it's about people, about inspiring others to think differently. When I look back at my life, I see it like a design sketch: messy, imperfect, but intentional. I wasn't always kind, I wasn't always right, but I was always honest to myself, to the vision, to the craft. I once said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. And I meant it. I'm Steve Jobs. And I didn't just build Apple, I built a mirror. So the world could see what happens when imagination refuses to settle. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please consider subscribing for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.